When the application launches for the first time, it asks you to give access or permissions to track your location so that they can notify you of location based vocabulary practice. If you want to allow, then you just give the permissions and move forward. On the very first time, the application will show you, please select the language you want to learn. You can either select Punjabi or Hindi based on whatever language you're interested in. This screen will be shown only first time on launch. After you have made the selection, you can also just go to the setting tab and change it later on. And when the application launches on the home screen, it will also ask you, can I also have the permissions to send you the notifications? And you can allow it if you want to. So as you can see, the home screen is the Let's Learn screen where you are shown all the words categorized under different groups. And as I said, once you have selected the language on the launch, you can always come back and also change it here in the settings. So as you can see here, all these words are Hindi because that's what I selected on initial launch. But for example, if the user changed the mind and be like, oh, I don't want to learn Hindi, maybe I want to learn Punjabi, they can just change it here, language selection successful, and if you go back, you can see how all the words are shown in Punjabi now. So Let's Learn is the home screen of this application. This is the screen that is shown when you launch the application for the very first time. So as you can see, there are different categories on the Let's Learn screen, like animal, birds, and bodies, that give the user opportunity to learn the words from different groups. So let's select the animal category and write, like you can see here, how there are different animal pictures on this page along with their name in the language you're trying to learn, Punjabi in this case, and also English meaning with that. You can further click it and go into the details and even listen to the pronunciation of these words in the language that we're trying to learn.
Magarmach.
So when the application launches, the home screen is Let's Learn screen, where you can see the words from different categories. And the topmost category on the left side is Click and Learn. This category is used to know the name of the object by clicking a picture of the object or selecting some image from the device photo library. So let me go ahead and select a picture from the camera. So for example, I want to know what is this object called in the language that I'm trying to learn. In this case, it is Punjabi. So here machine learning is successfully able to predict that this is a ball pen, and in Punjabi it's called kalam, and confidence level is 64%. The translation in Punjabi is coming from our own language database. And also let me show you a scenario where I pick some image from the library. And as you can see, again, machine learning is able to predict that this is a tiger, and the translation is sheer, and the confidence level is 62. Now let me show you the scenario when machine learning is not able to correctly predict what the object is. For example, this is a Caesar. And here, machine learning is not able to predict what this object is. It says it's a carpenter's kit or a toolkit, and confidence level is 20%. In such a scenario, we kind of expect some kind of feedback from the user's parents, because this app is intended for children. So when the machine learning model fails, the parents can give some feedback. But before they can give feedback, we want to validate that it's the parent who is trying to give some input on the model efficiency. So to make sure that it's the parent, when you click feedback, there is a validation question that is asked, and it is asked in the language that the user is trying to learn. So in this case, it's Punjabi, and this question is that what is 2 added to 10? So the correct answer here is 12, but let me just give a wrong answer and see what happens. So when you submit, then you get an alert that you have to give a correct answer to proceed. And now next time, so So these questions get shuffled because they're coming from the Firebase remote config, and the questions are randomly selected from the Firebase database. So this one is saying, what is 16 divided by 2? So that is 8, and now I'll submit it. And on successfully answering the validation question, you land on the feedback screen. So here I'm saying that please help to identify the object in this image. So the parent can give their feedback that this is a Caesar, and they can also provide the name of the object in Hindi and Punjabi, but they are optional. So in case they don't have a keyboard in Hindi and Punjabi, we give an option at the bottom that add other language to the keyboard. And on pressing this option, it takes you to your settings area where you can select what keyboards you already have, or you can add a new keyboard. For my device right now, I already have a Punjabi and Hindi keyboard. So I'm just gonna go back. So when I get back, let me try typing in Hindi. We can use this option, to change the language. So this is where we have Hindi, and the Caesar is called Kanchi in English. So I'm gonna type that. So I just gave my input for the Hindi, and similarly I can do it for Punjabi as well. So once I'm done, I'm not gonna enter anything for Punjabi. It's optional, just to show you that it's not mandatory and you can submit without that as well. So when I submit, it says success, submission done, and takes you back to the Let's Learn screen. Shows all the user feedbacks on Firebase Cloud. So if you go to the storage in Firebase console, you would see a folder, user feedback images folder, and here you can see that the Caesar images here that the user just gave feedback on, and there will be a correspondence entry in the database as well, where you'll find a folder named user feedback folder, here where the user just gave a label in English Caesar and in Hindi Kanchi. So all this entry is made in our database under the user feedback folder. All this information can be used in future to improve the machine learning model of the application and make it more effective in the future releases. So the user can practice vocabulary by selecting the play option. So as you can see, this game shows random words from the application's word collection, and the user can answer by providing a matching picture for each word. And picture can be taken either from camera, photo library, or selected from apps database. So let's go ahead and start the game. On the top left corner is the numbering of the question, that is 1 out of 10, and on the right hand side there's the score, and this is the very first question, and it's asking a matching picture for a share, which is basically tiger in English. If the user is not sure what it is by reading, he can also listen to the pronunciation audio. I'm just gonna play it for you.
Share.
And once they're ready to answer, they can select the source type. So I have an image of tiger in my library, so I'm just going to select that option. So this is where the machine learning comes into play. As you can see, the machine learning was able to recognize the object in the picture and was able to give a positive result that yes, the word and the image are matching, and you get 1 point towards your score. Moving forward, the next one is asking for a picture of sup, which is snake. And because I selected the library on the first question, if I select again, if I press this button again, it will again open the library. But I don't want to answer by a library image this time. I want to change it to database maybe. So on the top left, there's a option to change the source to answer. So when I do that, it says me, okay, select the source type. How do you want to answer this question? So in this scenario, I'm going to select database. So as you can see, there are 3 options that are not matching, and one of them is the correct image. So let me show you what happens if you select the wrong image. So for example, I just selected a image of a saw, and the app is telling me, oops, something went wrong. You may have selected a saw or a aura, and now you can either try again or get help. Get help option is useful in the scenarios when you answer by either a camera image or a library image, and machine learning is not able to predict or recognize the object correctly. So in that scenario, the parents can intervene, and they can give their feedback, which will override the machine learning result. The parents can tell if the image matches or not. But in this scenario, I'm just going to try again. And this will shuffle the answer options. So I'll just select the correct one now, and it says, okay, good job, this is the correct one. Moving forward, now it's asking me for a picture of jutti, which is basically a shoe. But because I have shoes near me, I don't want to answer using database way. So I'm going to switch the source. I'm going to select camera. So it's asking for the access to the camera because this is the first time I'm playing the game. So I'll say okay. And when you do that, the camera opens up. And now again, machine learning is trying to identify if the image is matching the word or not. And you get positive result from machine learning and get a score increment. Moving forward, now it's asking for a picture of column, which is a pen. Again, I'm going to use the camera. And let's see. So yeah, machine learning again says that yes, the object in the image is a pen, and it does matches the quiz word, so you get a score for that. Moving forward, the next one is a picture of asking for a picture of Kenji, which is Caesar. So I'm gonna click a picture. And as you can see in this scenario, the machine learning is not able to identify the object in the image. It just makes a wrong prediction. It says, oh, it looks like it's a carpenter kit, a tool kit, or a banana. So you won't get a score for that. In such a scenario, you can either try again and try to answer by maybe choosing some other option like database or something, or you can get help from the parents. So before the parents can help, they have to answer a validation question just to make sure that it is the parents who are giving the feedback on machine learning model, because eventually all these feedbacks will be stored on cloud, and they will be used to improve the efficiency of model in any future releases. So this question will be in the language that the user is trying to learn. So it is Punjabi in this scenario. So this question is, if you add 2 to 10, what should happen? So I'm gonna just give a wrong answer for now and just see what happens. So it says, yeah, give the correct answer to proceed. And when I try again, the answer is going to be 12. And when I submit it, the get help screen opens up, and it's asking the parent that does the picture and the word match. And because they do match, so the parent can answer yes. In the scenario when it doesn't match, they can say no, and that will take the user back to the same question for trying again. So in this scenario, I'm just gonna say yes, and then the user will get 1 point based on the parent's feedback, and they can move forward. So this is the overall flow of the game, and all the feedback from the parents will be uploaded on the cloud. Feature of this application is that whatever images are clicked using a camera or using a library during the gaming session, it will be uploaded on a cloud to create a crowdsourced data set of images and words. So as you can see a folder here, user generated images folder, you will find all the images that were created when the user was uh, playing the game. For example, this tiger image was uploaded from a library. Similarly, the shoe image was captured using a camera, and then there was a pen image as well. Also, there will be a corresponding data entry in the folder named as data user data folder, where you will find the entries of all the tags that are related to those images. For example, the tiger image has the English label tiger, Hindi label bug, and Punjabi label share. So this way we will be generating the image data set with the help of our users. Other interesting feature of this application is the history screen. This screen shows you the list of all the words that you either skipped when practicing the vocabulary by playing the game, or the words that you answered incorrectly. So all that those words will be available here, so that you can come back here and revise them. Right now the list is empty because I just uploaded the application. So let's go ahead and start playing the game. So let me just simulate that I do not know this word. I'm gonna skip it. And the next one is asking me to find a picture of sup. I'm just gonna try a database way of answering, and I'm gonna give a wrong answer. And so I'm gonna try again. This time I'm gonna give correct answer and next. So let's just quit the game. Just shows the final score and you quit it. Now if you go to the history screen, you can see that tiger or shear is the word that I skipped, and sup or snake is the word that I was not able to give correct answer in the first go. So both of them you can see on the history screen, and you can come here, revise the word, look into the details, the name of the word in Punjabi, or the language that we're trying to learn. The other one is Hindi, the English name and the picture of the object, and you can also hear the pronunciation audio on this page. Go back. Once you're done with the revision, you can simply swipe left and be like, oh, I'm done. So you can even manage this list. And the other feature of this application that is really interesting is location based vocabulary practice. So right now, while I'm using the application, I'm gonna simulate that I just entered a school area that is a registered geofence for this application. And I'll get a notification that, hey, looks like you were near the school. Do you want to practice the school vocabulary? And when you press the notification, the game will be launched with the vocabulary words only related to the school. For example, this first one is Kanchi, which is Caesar. Let me try showing you all the words that this game started with. So Kanchi, it is related to school. The next one is pencil, again something related to the school. And then ball, and then glue, and bat, and pen, and chalk, and bench, and bell, the school bell, kind of, books. So all the words that are related to the location. And the notifications will appear not only when you are using the application. The notifications will also appear, for example, when you are not using the application. So I'm going to simulate that again, that I'm not using this application. I just closed it, and I am again entering this school area. And you will see that I will receive a notification when I'm not using. So right here it is. And when you click it, again, the quiz starts with the vocabulary that is related to school. Let me show you. So again, it's a question asking for the column, which is pen, a goond, which is glue, bench, paper, kagaz, so stuff like that. So this is a really interesting feature.